This video is for Mike at Infrared Sauna Parts. We spoke previously about my BAMX sauna, which runs at full hot when it's plugged in. Somebody's bypassed the control panel itself due to a faulty heat sensor. I have replaced that heat sensor since, and it is registering heat. But since I'm not the one who bypassed this unit, I'm not sure how to put it back. I'm hoping with your experience and this detailed schematic, we can get things back together. I also ordered another relay as you requested, as you could tell one was missing, and hopefully with that relay, once it arrives and this video, we can sort things out. So I'm going to start by going inside here and showing you the wires that come out of the control panel itself. Out of the control panel itself, we have 5 wires. We've got a DC positive and a DC negative. We've got a red wire coming from AC plus. We've also got one coming out that goes over to one of the relays up top. You'll see when I get above. And we've got a blue switch wire. Also coming down in here, we've got the DC positive, DC negative for the radio. Radio works fine, not too worried about that. I'm just going to go above here. All right, from above, these are all the wires I was speaking of here. We'll get to them in a minute. I'm going to start by coming from the main power in. We've got 3 wires, green, black, white, into this junction box. Coming off this junction box, we've got a ground coming from one of the heaters. This goes right down to the heaters. We've got one that jumps over into this junction box. We've got 2 reds that come off and go into the fuses, and from the fuses go into this junction box as well. From this junction box, we've got one jumper here which jumps over to this relay. We've got a jumper here that jumps over to this relay. We've also got this wire which goes over to the same heater as this one does. And we've got these 2 going off to the other heaters, as well as these 2 going to power those same 2 heaters as these ones ground. Okay, this red wire is one red wire that comes all the way around and goes down and into the control panel. One of these wires, followed around, ends up right here. Okay, so over to the power supply box here, we've got a bunch of wires. So I'm going to explain them all. We've got DC plus is a yellow, which either is power for the radio or the control panel in DC. We also have a DC plus here, which has another yellow wire running off it, which either powers the control panel or the radio down into here. We also have another DC plus, which is a black wire. It's simple. It runs over to the air purification system, which works fine, which is also where this other black DC negative comes from. We also have on this DC negative another brown wire here. That one here, followed around, goes down either as DC negative for the radio or for the control panel. We also have an FG, which I believe is ground, which has 2 brown wires coming off it, one of which also goes down to the control panel. That's the second brown wire I showed you that goes down to the control panel. And then it has another brown wire that comes off it and followed around goes to this terminal on the relay. On that same terminal on this relay, we have a brown wire which comes off and actually goes to nothing, which I assume is part of my problem. This blue wire that comes out of the control panel, followed around, it goes all the way around to this lead on the relay. From that same terminal, we have another blue wire over here with a brown wire, which is going nowhere, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, so that explains the FG, so the ground, I believe. We have an ACN here. It's fairly simple. It's our negative. There's 2 that come off it. One goes over negative for the light. It works fine. We have another negative that comes off this ACN, followed around, ends up over here on this junction box. Okay, back over here now we get to ACL, which is our power. We've got there's two that come off it in red. One goes off to the light works fine, and the other one goes down and into the control box, control panel, which I showed you from below. So those would explain those wires. Okay. These antenna, speaker wires, all that work fine. Nothing to worry about there. Just hopes. We also are missing a relay according to yourself. I'm hoping that you sent me one, so I hope that that will, with this video, be able to sort this all out. Just get you one good overview here if you want to pause the video if it helps. An overview of all the wires. Those are the two that come off. Right. As I said, we've got from here, we've got a jumper wire and a jumper wire. This comes in from those. This goes out to a heater, and those two go out to the other heaters. The braided looking wires create power for the heaters themselves. Hopefully this video helps. Thanks for taking your time to look this over, and we'll be in touch soon. Thank you.